Look at this. I got headphones on. I got a mic going. Baby.
If only people could see you now.
Hey, no video. We've gone through this before.
All right,
no
all
video.
right. Welcome to This Commerce Life. This is a podcast aimed at small, medium entrepreneurs focused on commerce. I'm Phil, your host, and Kenny, your co-host, will join us as well. And we're going to talk to you about the world of retail and commerce and how things are changing in the world.
This is when we should have video.
Oh, man.
You look terrible with your set. You got
I know.
bullshit
I got
old style
little
earbud
earbuds.
phone.
I know.
They're not even wireless and a piece of shit mic. Buddy,
I know.
look at the setup I got going on here. You gotta elevate your game a little bit.
I'm holding you back, man. I'm holding you back.
Oh, I'm just like one step forward and maybe two steps back. Oh my god, I look like the rock star.
No. Well, this is the same mic though. Oh, you probably never see it because I don't hold it normally.
Where are you?
I'm up at we rented a place up in Muskoka.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Well,
So
that's nice.
yeah, so it's kind of cool. So we're up here and so I'm slumming it. I'm holding my mic, doing it old school. And then I got these little earbud thingies in, so it'll do.
It still sounds good.
It'll do. You know.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I think I think in our last podcast that sounded actually pretty good. This,
it was.
It's
good,
much
man.
different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are full figured and right there, my friend. It was good. It was good.
I'm not fooling around anymore.
No. Well, we just we just crossed. This is our 31st episode, I think it is, which is super cool. So
We did it.
yeah,
It can't be 31.
yeah.
Oh, maybe it can because we did a couple in December.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Right. We've done one every week since beginning of January.
We haven't missed a single one.
It's
Not
crazy.
A single one. I know. That's
Amelia's bugging me. She goes, "You're not bringing the shit to Europe." I said, "Well, I'm gonna look like a loser otherwise. I got standards. I can't. Come on. I gotta go.
What am I going to talk about when I cross customs, right? And they want to know like what all this stuff is. I got to say,
I'm in a recording
podcaster,
studio.
Like I'm a journalist. So you got to have me. Like that's what's got to happen, right? So.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to, and then I've got. So if I go to, I got a few trips to Edmonton. This is Mike's coming everywhere now.
Yeah. No, that's
you better
amazing.
believe it.
That's amazing.
Going to do the podcast from China at the end of September.
Baby. That'll be amazing. Amazing.
Man, Europe and Asia.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
I know, right? No, it's amazing. Yeah.
So what's going on? You're obviously not working, or you're working, but just not working at home.
You know what? I'm working, but I'm working in Muskoka, which is kind of cool.
It's kind of nice, eh?
Yeah, it's kind of that. I like it. I've still got a bunch of stuff to do. I've got contracts to fulfill, but I'm doing it up here, and I had to skip a client call today because I was in a kayak, so I had to call him back. I don't quite know how to do that yet.
That's awesome.
I'm not trained to answer phone calls in kayaks yet, so I'll have to learn that skill. But yeah,
just wait till shore.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, it's not going to kill you. Just taking the call might kill you.
Totally.
This ain't tough. This ain't tough.
Yeah. So it's been cool. I've been up here working away and taking lots of time to play with the kids too. So it's been
awesome.
A lot of fun. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. We're just here. We're here today, and then we're here till Saturday. But it's going to be it's a good time. You got to get away. You got to find some balance somewhere. I think to me, I had some anxiety coming up here because I was worried about, taking vacation. I've got this new practice that's just moving, but it's kind of like I know my brain's not going to shut off anyway. It's different from when I had a job. It was like you could turn it off and kind of go away and come back, but now it's my own thing, right? So I'm not going to turn it off. So might as well just face that. Come up here. Do some work, find some balance, So it's been good.
Amelia's asking me the same. She goes, "You're not going to work in Europe." I said, "Well, Maybe it's not like it's no
Yeah.
holiday pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
I don't work and you're submitting something, I got I'm still going to bill people for July
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and for August.
And you
So it means
can't.
I have to do something. I got
Yeah.
to work.
Yeah. And you gotta, I mean,
Otherwise, I don't feel good.
yeah, you gotta be honest with yourself, right? It's like
Well,
I could go away, but I could lie and say I'm not gonna work, but I'm, I know no entrepreneur who goes, I'm shutting
no,
off the brain and I'm going away, right? Like it doesn't happen, right? So you gotta,
but I'm
just
also
find a
I'm not
balance.
having anxiety about it either.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm actually
Yeah.
looking forward to it. I
Yeah.
figure I'll be
No,
sitting by the pool or on a beach with either the laptop or the
Yeah.
iPad. What the hell?
Yeah. It's gonna be amazing.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You can barely call it working. Right?
I love it.
And then we'll be recording from Europe with the fancy dancy headphones, the fancy dancy mic.
It's gonna be amazing.
Shit, we're gonna have to figure out the times though.
Yeah.
I'm ahead of you, right?
Yeah, you'll be. Where are you? You'll be in Italy.
No, Spain and
Spain.
Portugal. I think Spain might be
5 hours. I think. Spain's five.
I
5
don't
or
know if it's the
7.
same. Yeah, 5 or 6. I don't know if it's like Italy or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, something like that.
So we'll reverse the roles a little bit. So maybe we'll do it like midnight
Yeah,
Spain time
yeah.
or something like that. We'll have to figure it out.
We'll figure it out. I mean, we can. We'll work out early day or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're not going to do any pre-recorded in the can shit, man. We're recording live from Europe, baby.
No, you guys, all 4 of you deserve nothing but live from us. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh no, we might have a few more. I heard. It was funny. I was at London.
Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah.
Whenever I was at London, a few people there listened to us. I don't know why,
really?
but
That's amazing.
yeah.
That's amazing. Welcome, London Drugs friends.
Yeah,
We like that.
Quite nice. That's and Linda we know listens.
Yeah.
So I did guilt her to a coffee. We're having coffee in August.
Nice. That's awesome.
She doesn't drink coffee, but whatever. Too bad.
Okay.
She can sit with me for an hour and drink tea or whatever she wants. I gotta do something to thank the woman. Jesus.
Oh, I love it. So this is today is the day after Prime Day. So Amazon Prime Day was the 16th and 17th. They seem to set a whole whack of records for selling stuff, lots of stuff. Yeah, Amazon Prime Day. Did you buy anything?
Not a thing.
Yeah.
Not a thing. But you know what? Yeah. I'm not that guy. I'm not a good Black Friday. I was, you know what? It's Black Friday every day.
Yeah.
If I really need something, I just buy it. I don't give a shit. I find a good deal, I buy it.
Yeah.
So I'd even go online. I lie. I went on to Amazon yesterday because I wanted to check some of our stuff to see how I was doing. But quite frankly, I haven't read an article on it. I worked until almost, I think, 1 last night, and this morning I was working, and this afternoon I was working. So I have no idea what's going on.
There wasn't anything. I mean, last year there had Instapot was the big deal, right? Like Instapot was this brand that couldn't get in anywhere, and sold like 1 million of these things on. It was their bestseller on Amazon, and so now they're listed everywhere. This year
I listed that before I left.
Yeah. There isn't anything.
What is it? Can't be anything that exciting, I guess.
Yeah, no. This year there wasn't anything. There wasn't. I mean, they did set records for sales. I was on there though. I didn't see anything. A lot of it, dare I say it, but a lot of it looked like Alibaba stuff. To be honest, there was a ton of.
But that's what it is.
Cheap
Everybody's figuring that out,
and all that stuff, right? So yeah.
I think it's going to end up being that. I think it's going to sort of. It seems like it's going to gravitate. Do you remember what eBay was like 15 years ago?
Yeah.
20 years ago when eBay was, you didn't have Alibaba obviously, but it was that type of stuff.
Yep.
You'd go through the house and take all the shit that was kind of cool and, vintage, and you dump it online.
Yeah.
It's the same concept except it's brand new, but you're bringing it in from Asia and you're just dumping it online.
Yeah.
And then with eBay, it kind of went soft after that because there was just all this shit on the market, and who cared, right?
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know how they're going to morph it. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how food sales were. I'm not too sure if like I said, I haven't read anything, so I'm not sure if they broke it down or if they've given that kind of data yet.
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I know what they've reported is just that they've had kind of they had a really big Prime year. that their Prime sales this year were way better than last year. That's
How much that
probably
Whole Foods kicked into it too.
I actually don't know. Do they? Let me see here. What did they say? First 10 hours grew at a faster pace than the same period in 2017.
That's good.
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't buy. I bought a handful of things. But things I would have bought, like it wasn't. None of it was because it was Prime Day. It was just I happened to need this stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, you were on the computer Amazon day.
Yeah. I was.
Yeah. I'd say I'm not even a Prime member. I don't buy enough. I don't really buy anything, to be honest with you. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I'm a member of is Costco.
So Prime, I don't buy Prime. Like I don't, because I live in Toronto. So I mean, I'm like you, right? So you're in an urban center that's close to the you're an Amazon warehouse, right? And so it's a conundrum for them because if I'm a non-Prime member, the minute Amazon gets itself gets graded on how fast they can ship the product, and all those sorts of things. So if I live in the city Prime, I don't need Amazon Prime. I once I order it, I get it in 2 days anyway.
Right.
And there's nothing they can do to slow that down, right? So there's no benefit to me, when they get to like 3-hour delivery, then there might be a benefit to me. But other than that, there's no benefit for me to be on Prime, And I think you're the same, right?
Yeah.
Like you've got a warehouse in Vancouver or just outside of Vancouver, right?
Yeah.
And so they're, the minute they throw it in the mail, you've got it in your mailbox, right? Like it literally takes 24, maybe like 48 hours, right?
2 days.
Yeah.
2 days.
Yeah, that's if the mailman skips your route. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or there's always a glitch with Canada Post, whatever.
Yeah. So
we're the same.
So there's no reason to have Prime, right? Like I don't have, and so I looked at Prime and went, If I was in the U.S., maybe if I wanted movies and stuff like that, but you don't even get that in Canada, right? Like the movies we get are generic shared royalty movies. There's nothing exclusive in there for you. So yeah. Interesting though. Yeah. Prime Day.
Yeah, no, didn't participate. Not this year. Actually, I never participated, so quite frankly, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Again, like, we and I talked about it. I mean, I'm just not that. I mean, I don't need a day. I don't need an hour. Whenever I feel like going, I go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I said, I went through, because I was going off for La Grotta stuff, and nothing, like, even when I signed on and I went to the, okay, well, I don't know, nothing really.
No.
It's the same shit that it was last week. I mean, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
There's some good pricing, I guess, but again, it's nothing I need.
There was some neat bundles with Amazon stuff. So if you were after any Alexa stuff, like the Alexa Home and all that kind of stuff, there were some bundles with Ecobee and kind of folks like that, like all that Internet of Things and Internet Home things. There were some neat deals there, but other than that, I didn't see a lot that was incredibly interesting. So yeah. I did pricing surveys this week. I probably did like 3 different pricing surveys for people this week.
That's exciting.
Yeah, just helping them cost out their products, and it's funny, right? Because I never used the term before, but it's a very popular term now. But people talk about, they want to go wholesale. And to me, I guess because I work inside the industry, we never called it wholesale. And so I met a brand today that I think I'm going to work with, and she said, so do you do wholesale? And I'm sort of used to the term now, but it always catches me by surprise, so I always have to ask.
What do they mean by it?
So they basically mean, they're looking for someone who buys their product wholesale. So if they go to a big retailer who will buy them, in large lots, that's what they call wholesale. Kenny's got this funny face.
All right. So they basically want to sell stuff
to a retailer.
Large.
To a retailer. Yeah.
So they want to be the wholesaler.
They do.
Okay.
They do.
They want to sell to a retailer who will sell to a consumer.
They do. So it's really
if someone asked me that, I would have looked at him thinking, I have no freaking idea what you're asking me to do. What do you want from me? You want me to
Yeah.
distribute? Or are you asking me to what are you asking me?
Yeah.
You want me to find you a wholesaler? Do you want
Yeah.
me to get you a retailer? Because I don't know the terminology you're trying to tell me.
No, yeah, and so that's so what Kenny talked about is exactly what I feel, right? Is when they say, "Do you wholesale?" And I have no idea. So I literally have to break it down because there's so many weird terms and they're all over the place. And so I literally go, "Wait, tell me what you want to do." And they go, "Well, I want to sell to a retailer. I want to sell to Target. I
So
want to
you
sell
want
to,
a wholesale.
right." And that's usually what I say is I go, "So you want to wholesale?" And they go, "Yeah, so do you wholesale?" I'm like, just you know what? Let's just stop
No,
talking
you're not getting the
wholesale.
words right. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
usually
Just
what
get
I
that
say.
get
I'm
that
like,
stupid. So basically you want to sell to a retailer.
yeah, just tell me what
And
you
then you
want to
can say,
do,
okay,
and then
yeah.
we'll
And
just
if
go
that's
from there.
yes, then you are the wholesaler. I got shit to do with it. I don't really care.
Yeah. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. So,
You'll be the
but
broker slash agent. Oh my
yeah.
God.
So I met a bunch of a couple of brands, and kind of one is she's kind of it's a family business and she's inherited this business, and she has no idea what she's doing. So I said to her, okay, our first conversation, she was like, I sell some stuff and I have some stuff, and I said, I can we do this in detail because I have no idea what you mean when you say you sell some stuff and where do you sell some stuff, and she had reps and she didn't have reps, so we had to go through the whole thing. I had to, it went from like a half-hour intro call into almost an hour 45 of me just understanding, like, tell me the model, right? Because
So what's
and
she doing? I don't understand. So does she? So when she says she's selling to people, she's selling to the consumer, or she's selling to
so she's
to
kind of
someone in the middle?
she's crashed into a business. I told her I would talk about her on the show, but she didn't want me to share her brand, so I won't do
That's
that.
fine.
But she's in House and Home. It's a family business, and when she picked it up, she has sales coming in, but she doesn't know from where. And so when she started unraveling it, she basically has sales coming from all over because somehow she's connected, or that company connected with a whole bunch of kind of random reps all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And they've repped her into a whole bunch of stores. So she actually has bricks and mortar sales. Some of them are big box guys. She's based in like the Midwest U.S. And some of them are big box. Some of them are groceries. Some of them are little boutique stores. But she has no idea why she's in the stores that she is, and she has no sales experience herself. So, so she's kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know how to do this. And so she said to me, her first thing to me was like, she asked me this wholesaling thing. Once I got through that and understood, she goes, so do you rep, and can I get you to rep? And I was like, one, I don't really do that, but two, I don't think you need that. Like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm not so sure what she's asking you to do.
Well, I think essentially she's asking for help because I don't think she understands her business model.
Right. So she's selling stuff right now. So people are sending her POs, and she's fulfilling POs.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know who the customer is.
No. And so
how does she know what the pricing is?
She doesn't. So I had her send me kind of key documents that she had. And she was like, well, I have this. And I was like, you know what? Can you just send me, if you want me to sign a non-disclosure or whatever you want me to do, I'll sign those things, and then send me all of your, whatever you're comfortable sending me, and I'll wander through them to figure out what the heck's going on, right? So I figured out that she probably has somewhere in the range of like 50 to 100 retailers that she's kind of fulfilling orders for. And
that's awesome.
It's awesome, but it's all over the place. Like she's got a handful of Target, she's got a handful of Walmart, she's got a handful of,
so she's really doing, she's almost doing DSD then. Like she's selling right to the actual store.
Yeah. And her reps, it's kind of a mess, right? Like her reps have gotten her into these stores because of their relationships, but then between each other, because I think the company before she got it was doing this really haphazard, they fight with each other, right? Because one, claims this is my territory, that's my territory. Do you know what I mean? Like there's kind of all this stuff going on, right?
But if there's nothing defined, I mean,
Right. Yeah.
Actually, you can help her out a lot because she actually, bottom line is, I don't know what the hell she's doing. I mean, she doesn't sound like she knows what she's doing, but who cares? You know what? Something's happening. She's getting orders. Yeah. She's fulfilling orders. I mean, that's hopefully she's making money.
Yeah.
Right? Like hopefully there's some margin in there, and I don't know.
We don't know yet.
Maybe you don't. Yeah. Well, that's fine, but that's how you.
Yeah.
I mean, tell her not to feel bad. This is not.
Oh,
especially,
no. Like she understood it.
It's an inherited thing. Okay, well, let's play it out.
She understood, but she literally went, I don't know what I'm doing. So I need somebody to help me. You sound like you kind of know what you're doing. I said to her, look, I can do, like I said to her, I go, here's my problem is I hear you, and I hear you've actually got like about 1 million things that you need to do that I can help you with. Yeah. My problem is actually that I don't want to go and burn, like I said to her, look, like the rep thing, I could sort out for you, right? It's not that hard, and I could sort all that stuff out. But I don't know if it helps you, right? Because it's kind of like part of the business. So I said, why don't we start with, let's just sort out what your mechanics are, right? Like let's sort out your fundamentals and figure out like, are you making money? What do your retails look like? What are you fulfilling? And then we'll sort it out from there. Because I said, at some point she got about a half dozen Walmarts, right? And so I said to her, I go, here's my problem is you get to a certain number of Walmarts and the regional manager will probably wind up shutting you down, right? Because they'll just go, at some point you need to have a formal procurement agreement or like a buying agreement with head office. We're taking you out of the stores, go talk to a buyer. So I said, let's figure out where you are so we can, that'll drive instructions to the reps, which will help you clean up all your crap, and then, and so on and so forth, right? So very interesting, right? Like very, very interesting. Yeah. And she was like, what do you do? And I go, the easiest way to, like, I'm a retail fixer. Like, you have a problem, I can fix it. Usually what I do is I ask you what your biggest problem is. And her answer was like, everything. So...
Poor thing. I get it though, right? Yeah, that's the answer is accurate at least, but yeah. Yeah. Well, if you don't know, you don't know.
No.
Right?
Don't. Yeah.
I mean, I give her a massive amount of credit for having enough sense to find somebody who does.
Yeah.
I mean, most just muddle through.
Yeah.
And then just do, don't do anything. They don't figure anything out. At least she's trying to understand what the hell she's doing. So that's good. I mean.
Yeah. So it's cool.
But tell her the same thing. So she's listening. Just take a breath of air.
Yeah.
The reps are probably the least and the most of your problem.
Yeah.
Right? But park those guys. Yeah. Cost. Figure out what you're selling. Yeah. Are you making any money? Is your retail in the right place? Maybe at the end of the day, it's this is great and it's a reset. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's you'll find out that drop these 100, get her into a chain or get her to wherever she wants to go. Maybe there's something else you can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. She might not be making any money.
She might not be. She might not be.
I don't know.
Like, like this whole model. I mean, these DSD, you kind of have to be really good at it to make money, right? Because otherwise, like
especially in the
States, single store orders, it can kill you,
man.
right? So
they're tough.
Yeah.
And unless these reps are doing some kind of consolidation but it sounds like she's sending direct to store. So
yeah.
I don't know how she's. Yeah, I
don't know either.
I don't. I don't know her product. I don't know her spreads, but I think she's probably wise to have reached out to somebody.
Yeah.
Like you to say, listen, can you help me out?
Yeah. Very interesting, right? So that one's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
They're all like that though. It's funny. I had one this week, and it always seems to be the same thing that you and I talk about because it's the one that drives me the most crazy. Cool product, bring it in from Asia, smart enough to know, easy on the claims, so they went down more of a cosmetic side as opposed to a health side. Mm-hmm. Got it into the right channel, got it into the right retailer, got it into 7-Eleven, all good, right? But are using Wallace and Carey as sort of the benchmark of to what a distributor would be.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, you got nothing. Wallace and Carey is a great distributor.
Yeah.
But Wallace and Carey, when they're dealing with 7-Eleven, is not normal. Wallace and Carey with 7-Eleven works on very different percentages.
Yeah.
Than Wallace and Carey would work on, or any distributor. Yeah. Well, let's not pick on Wallace and Carey. Then they would work on with Phil's Corner Grocer.
Yeah.
Right? 7-Eleven is one of those accounts you're running lean, but they supply everything. So he's looking at me, so we're trying to get a cost for us to help distribute this thing. And he can't understand why we need the cost where we do. And I said, listen, take a breath of air. I said, what is the product retailing for? $4.99. I said, okay, this product, I said, if you brought this to me when I was at London and you came in with the margin proposal that you're telling me, I would have laughed at you and told you to go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. I said, well, what do they want? I said, I want 50% margin, which means I'm going to pay $250.
Yeah.
He goes, oh. I said, yeah, I know. Oh.
Yeah.
I said, now who am I buying from? Am I buying from you? I know you don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Because that's why you're here.
Yeah.
So I need a distributor.
Right.
So I said, a distributor is going to want 30 points, which means it's $1.75 now.
Yeah.
So now what would you like me to do?
Yeah.
He goes, oh, yeah. I said, I know. I said, because you did the classic thing. You got a retailer. You let them dictate the retail. You got them, at a margin, which I don't understand why they would work on a 40 on this because it's a 50 margin product.
Right.
And then they worked with a distributor that's not a real distributor. No offense, Wallace and Carey. Wallace and Carey is a distributor, but when we're talking with the relationship with 7-Eleven, it's not normal. I don't know what percentage they run on, but they might run from 10 to 15.
Right.
Well, no distributor in the country runs on 10 to 15. Nobody.
Right.
Unless you have a specific account like that.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, the distributors in the country, especially DSD, are 30 to 40.
Yeah.
20, 25 if it's strictly pick, pack, ship. Nothing else. Right? So we had to go through this whole pricing discussion. It's always the same topic. Every person we talk to, they always fuck up pricing.
I'm going to interrupt you kind of mid-rant because I think so I've got Kent in my head. So a couple of terms, right? So DSD is direct to store. So for listeners who don't know, no, that's okay. That's okay. Like, but like there's some big nuggets in there, right? So if you're new and you're trying to figure out distributors, this is like a key component. One is direct to store. So when you think of you, the supplier, and then the retailer, and then the in-betweens, what we're talking about is facilitating that in-between, right? Is like if you can't get it to a retailer, you find someone who can do it for you. And so, Wallace and Carey would be a distributor, but if you just take Wallace and Carey out of it, you think about you have to look for someone who's compatible with the retailer that you're going to or that you intend to go to, right? And so if you need, if you're going to 7-Eleven, where 7-Eleven will want you to deliver to every store, which is what Kenny said, right? Which is DSD, so direct to store.
Direct to store door.
So so you're going to need someone who can do that, who has it built into their cost structure to go direct to store door. But that also means that they probably have a ton of other clients that are doing that in order to get you the scaled savings that you need. And so if you've got someone who doesn't do that typically and delivers to warehouses, then the cost structure is going to be really weird because, one, they won't have expertise delivering it direct to store, and then two is they're going to charge you for that, which is going to add extra cost to your agreement with them as a distributor. Right? I think I got that. Right? I think that makes total.
It's totally based. It's usually what I tell people. It's not. You can do it yourself. Yeah. Right. So if you talk to 7-Eleven and said, "Listen, I'd like to get a product in," it's not going to happen. Let's say you want to get a product in. They may say, "Listen, I'll test in 4 stores in the city." Mm-hmm. Right. You do the DSD. Mm-hmm. Right. So at that point, we're not talking about a distributor, which in most cases with 7-Eleven would be Wallace and Carey. Yeah. Because that's their preferred distributor. So you could do it yourself, but that means you're going to get the POs, you're going to do the invoicing, you are going to do the shipping and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's where most people say, well, I don't want to do that. That's a lot of work. No problem. Then you need a distributor. Right. Which means now we need to get in, if it's 7-Eleven, Wallace and Carey, mm-hmm. this product is sort of a natural health product. So in the greater channels, you might want to use Purity Life. Mm-hmm. Great people. You could use Horizon. Yeah. Good people. You could use UNFI. whatever.
Yeah.
You could use Tree of Life.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of massive distributors. Like those are 4 big guys that run the country, and they can do natural health stores, and they can also do chains.
Yeah.
Right. And with the chains, they would probably deliver right to a warehouse if it's a London Drugs, for example, or a Save-On, and then they would distribute to the store. Or it could be a DSD even with those guys.
Right.
But it really depends on what you want to do and how much effort. So this guy was the point with this guy was, I don't want to do this. I said, I get that. But then you need to sit back and relook at where the retail is. Because I said, what you're telling me and how you want this to work, and I totally get it. It's a $5.99 retail. Right?
Yeah,
Because then it's a $3 cost.
Margin in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because now at a $3 cost to the retailer, a distributor can come in at $2.10.
Right.
And he goes, well, that's what I want. I said, I get it, but your retail dictated that.
But you already drove a $4.99 though.
And that's what I said. Now they're going to do some rebranding.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, maybe if we did this, this is the chance. If there's some rebranding, maybe we can up the size a little bit, or maybe we can twin pack it, right? Because this product would lend to having a single or a double offering on the shelf easily. Mm-hmm. So I said, there's ways to do it. His thing was, this is cute, right? I love people. And this guy's really bright. This guy he's like restaurants, bars, like this guy's killing it. But doesn't know shit about CPG and retail, right? No different than if we go and I start doing, restaurant talk with him. I have no clue.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's not my gig.
Mm-mm.
But anyway, the beaver's laugh. He goes, well, we should be able to get a price increase. I said, really?
Good luck to you.
I said, yeah. With all the little guys,
yeah,
you can get a price increase. I said, if you get this into Loblaws or something like that, you are never, ever going to get a price increase.
So jammed.
Ever.
No.
I said, you better build in right now every contingency for every dollar issue that's going to happen in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Because they're going to want to know down to the film of the plastic that's covering this product.
Yeah.
And they're going to nickel and dime you based on, no, it hasn't gone up, and you can't get you can't get the price increase you want. They don't give a shit.
No, they don't.
But again, it's one of those things, pricing. Always, if there's one thing we stress the most on this show, get your pricing in order.
Yeah.
It's all about that. All the money's there. The rest of it, it will come.
Yeah.
But you got to get your pricing figured out.
Yeah. It's, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's so key. It's so key. It's so...
Well, it's critical. It doesn't matter. After that, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can get all the distribution in the world. If you costed it wrong, that's good. You lose a lot more money than if you didn't have the distribution, I guess. I don't, what's the win?
Yeah. No, it's, it's, it can make and break a product, right? So, it just...
bankrupt the company.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, very cool.
Well,
Two very cool, very, very cool cases, right?
Both pricing, though. Like what's your first thing you're going to do with her? Your first
pricing.
thing is you're going to do, you're going to take a look at the cost structure.
Yeah.
What's the retails? Are we making money? First thing I ask this guy, what's cost? How are we making money?
Yeah. No.
Because everybody wants to talk about, well, how does the package look? I said, I don't give a shit.
Don't care.
It's not relevant right now.
Yeah.
Because if we don't figure out this part, I don't care what you dress us up as. It's not going to matter. We're not going to make any money.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm not going to take it. And if you want to continue not to make money, that's your business. I got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
But you can have the most beautiful packaging in the world. I really don't care.
But I said the same thing to this lady because she said, I want to look at this. You know what? You're selling just fine because you have all these stores that are buying the product. So there's nothing wrong with the packaging.
Someone's buying it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the packaging. But but you could be losing money on every package, which is far worse. So let's figure that out, right? So
costing.
Yeah, no,
Always
I
set costing first.
Totally agree with you.
Right. If there's anybody, if for all 10 people now, I'm going to say 10. I think it's maybe not quite 10, but I'm going to sound good.
10.
For all 10 people who are listening,
I like 10.
Costing. Get your costing.
Yeah.
I want a double digit, right? I don't want to be 9. Christ, half a year in. If we don't have more than 10 people in half a year,
you're going to Europe. You're gonna find new fans while you're there. We'll be 20 by the time you get back.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
out of control.
I know it'll be
out of control.
Man, I love it. I love it. What else is going on? On my end, I think that's it. I think that's what I've got going on. I've got a lot of clients that I'm starting with I'm starting up a bunch of clients, so a lot of it's that stuff. It's the how are you making money? What are the pain points? Are they really what you think they are? That happens a lot too. Is I get people to go, can you help me? Can you help me? One guy, it's a small thing. Like I did, 3 hours of work with him, but he was like, I need you to help me write, fundamentals for sales, like for my sales teams, right? So that they're kind of moving in the right direction. And I started this thing with him, and as soon as I got into it, I realized, again, your pricing's wrong. And then your fundamentals aren't really fundamental because you kind of let your guys do whatever they want. Like, he's a food product on the East Coast in the U.S. and he has food products that are like he's selling cheaper at a grocery store than he would at a Walmart. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's got stuff in Publix, which is Florida and kind of like lower East Coast, and it's almost $1.50 cheaper than it is in Walmart.
And Publix is not a discounter.
No, not at all.
Publix
right? Like they're
quite
high
nice
low.
stores.
Yeah, they're nice stores. They're high low, and so I was kind of going, is this right? Like, or did you invert the numbers? So for listeners, when you kind of go through, like this is the other part. Like this is another fold in pricing, right? Is when you retail and you start going to multiple retailers. There's a strategy for how you layer your pricing, right? And so if you you start with Walmart always, you envision, even if you never go to Walmart, if you imagine if Walmart carried your product, what's the very lowest price you would sell it for? And then you kind of like, you add, dollars on top of that for everybody else, right? And so, like a Publix, you would normally add like $1.50 to $2 on top of, so that Publix can kind of sell it for a regular price, and then if you want to make it on sale, they'll make it almost the same price as the Walmart price. So that's kind of how you do, that's kind of how you do it, right? So, so Walmart would be an EDLP, so an everyday low price. So they have the same price every day. And then Publix would be a high-low. So their normal price is $2 above the everyday low price. And then, when they drop their, when they go on sale, they would drop to about the Walmart price. But he had it inverted. And so I said to him, I can't help you write fundamentals because you don't have fundamentals. Like,
you don't have fundamentals yourself.
Like as soon as Walmart figures out that they're $2 higher, guess what's going to happen, right? They're going to drop it. Well below the Publix price, and then you're going to freak out, right? And then I'm asking you, I'm back to the same questions. Are you making money? Like, is this, and so so the scope of what I'm doing with him has completely changed because now he's like, wait a second, what do you mean, right? So I'm an hour into this, and I said to him, listen, like, you kind of brought me on for 3 hours. I spent a third of my time doing this.
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
What do you want to do here? Like, we're going to have to, quite honestly, you should be paying me to help you fix this now. Like, I can draw out the skeleton of what fundamentals look like, but you can't publish these. Like, it's not going to make any sense, right? Like, nobody's
No, this is to get your fundamentals in order so that you can tell someone else how to do the fundamentals.
So he's gone away to try and figure out what that means exactly. I kind of.
But that's fine. That's fine. At least you gave him a sort of a map.
Yeah.
Remember, that's our job too. Like, our job is not to sit there. I mean, ideally, okay, we're going to be worst two consultants on the planet. Our job isn't to sit there and say, "Holy shit, you know what? Yeah. This is a 50-hour gig.
Yeah.
If I just do this, this, and this."
No.
A lot of times, I'll say, "Listen, I told you it's minor 5-hour minutes. It's 5 hours." I said, "But I have no problem giving you a shitload of stuff, but you're just gonna have to figure it out on your own, or then you're gonna call me back." But I said, if you put your nose to the grindstone, I'll tell you how to do it.
Yeah.
It's just whether you want to do it or do you want me to do it for you.
Yeah.
But I'll give you the map.
Yeah.
You just have to figure out how to get there. You have to figure out how to rent the car, how much gas you need, which direction you want to go more. I mean, I'll send you in the right direction, but you know what I mean? Like, because I have no problem doing that. I'm not interested in leaving somebody in a lurch.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to help them out, but to your point, I mean.
Yeah. No, and so I had the same conversation. I said to him, listen, like, and he goes, well, what do I do now? I go, like, okay, so first, if you're asking, what do you do with me? The answer is you don't do anything with me. Just like listen to what I got to say. I'll give you feedback. and then go away and do what you want to do with it. And he said, well, what about paying you? And I go, you don't have to worry about it. Like, I spent an hour on this thing. You kind of have bigger problems than worrying about how you're going to pay me, right? So,
Right.
So hopefully what happens is you figure it out, and then what I've done is I've done right by you, and you're going to come back, and we're going to still work together, right?
Exactly.
But here's what you need, and then you need to go away and figure this out now, right? Like, if you want to, and I gave
Or
him,
not, or say, listen, no, I'm not interested. I'd like you to do it.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
then here's
Which is great
more
too.
or less what it's going to take.
Yeah.
It's going to take me 20 hours. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
You just need to figure that out as a person cutting the check. It's not, and again, I don't want to be the one that cripples your company.
Yeah.
That's
true. Yeah.
Right? Again, it's not, this is retail, man. This is not that heavy.
No.
Right?
No.
Hey, listen, if you want to do human resource gigs, I just finished that policy.
No.
And I'll tell you what, it looks pretty freaking good. Okay? I did it.
No.
And I even did a health and safety component too.
Good for you.
Right?
Good
and
for
I
I'm
put
never
forms
doing
in it.
that. Yeah.
This form, that expense form. Like in London, we call an action form. It was one of those things you filled up for holidays and all that bullshit. Oh my God. I spent so much time online trying to find this shit. Oh my God. But you know what?
Yeah.
I felt pretty good. I showed Amelia. She goes, "What's this?" She goes, I'm going to use this for the union.
Yeah.
I said, well, why not? I mean, it's a pretty good. I mean, it's not. I'm sure if I ever showed it to a human resource person, they'd sit there and take my head off. But I don't really give a shit. I'm going to show it to people like me and you who aren't human resources who are going to be impressed by this.
I know, right? Oh my God, no. I'm completely the wrong guy for the. I will never.
No.
Nobody
now you're
should ever hire me for HR.
You're going to take the gig. If you get offered, you're going to take it because you and I are going to work on this one because now I can do this. I didn't like it. But I did it.
The HR people that I know are going to roll their eyes the same way the marketing people that have been rolling their eyes over this project. Me being a project coordinator, it's just
Tell him you got a guy in Vancouver. He's all HR.
Right?
He always talks nice, all the right words. Who gives a shit? Tell him that guy I'm the guy. They're not gonna know.
Kenny's the HR guy.
I'm the HR guy now.
I love it so much. All right, that's the end of this Commerce Life. We'll be back soon with the next episode. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Subscribe, like us, join us, share us, tell your friends about us. And we hope to see you next time with more commerce news.